If you're interested in art and art history, and you'd like to learn about one of Britain's most famous artists, JMW Turner, then this video is for you. It's a good way to learn vocabulary, and if you visit my website at the end of this video, you'll find the text and some comprehension and vocabulary exercises, along with the answers, of course. My name is Jane, and I'm an ESOL teacher. I've been teaching English to adults for many years, and I have a passion for art and art history, which I love to use in my lessons because it's a great way to learn new vocabulary and grammar and develop speaking skills by talking about what we see and what effect it has on us. So, enjoy the video and don't forget to visit my website at the end. Joseph Mallord William Turner, usually known as JMW Turner, was one of Britain's most famous and influential artists. He was born in 1775 in Covent Garden, London. This picture shows his birthplace in Maiden Lane. Covent Garden was a working area which contained the fruit and vegetable market, but was also an area of dirt and danger, with prostitution and robberies common. Britain at this time was becoming a powerful industrial and naval nation. Turner's father, William Turner, was a barber and wig maker. This is a sketch of his father by John Linnell, and Turner's sketch of a woman in a ruched cap, which is possibly his mother. Unfortunately, his mother Mary suffered from mental health problems for much of her life. Later, she was committed to a mental hospital by Turner and his father, who were worried about the effect her illness would have on Turner's career and reputation. There was a lot of shame and guilt attached to mental illness at the time, and a lack of appropriate treatment. Tragically, neither Turner nor his father ever visited Mary Turner in hospital. Tragedy struck when Turner was 8 years old. His 5-year-old sister died, and he was sent away from home to live with an uncle in Brentford and later with friends in Margate. This experience of being by the sea had a lasting effect on him and his art. Despite all these difficulties, Turner showed artistic talent from an early age. When he was just 14 years old, Turner entered the Royal Academy of Arts in London, one of the most important art institutions in Britain. His early paintings were mainly detailed watercolours and landscapes. He quickly gained recognition for his technical skill and became a full member of the Academy at the age of 27, which was an impressive achievement for such a young artist. The art world was very elitist at this time, and Turner was working class with a strong London accent. However, he was ambitious and keen to be accepted as a gentleman within this privileged environment. Turner is best known for his dramatic seascapes and landscapes. He often painted storms, shipwrecks, fires, and scenes from British history. This is Turner's depiction of a fire which burnt down the Houses of Parliament in 1834. This painting, The Slave Ship, was inspired by a massacre on board a slave ship called the Zong, which was travelling to Jamaica, laden with slaves from Africa. In 1781, the captain of the ship ordered 132 slaves to be thrown overboard so that the owners could claim insurance. The ship was carrying 470 slaves, nearly double what it could safely hold. Purportedly, the decision to toss the slaves overboard was due to a shortage of fresh drinking water. However, the Zong still had 502 gallons of drinking water when it docked. It is likely that Turner read about this incident in a book published in 1839. The painting coincided with the World Anti-Slavery Convention of 1840 in London. Turner's work reflects the power of nature and the changing world around him. During his lifetime, Britain was transformed by the Industrial Revolution, and Turner included modern elements such as steam trains and factories in some of his paintings. One of his most famous works, The Fighting Temeraire, shows an old warship which had fought in the Battle of Trafalgar, being pulled by a steam tugboat on its way to be dismantled. The painting symbolises the end of an era and the beginning of a new industrial age. Unlike many artists of his time, Turner travelled widely. He visited France, Switzerland, and especially Italy, where he was deeply inspired by the light and colours of Venice and Rome. These travels influenced his later style, which became looser and more expressive. He focused less on fine detail and more on atmosphere, light, and movement. In fact, many art historians believe that Turner's later works helped to inspire Impressionism, a movement that developed in France after his death. Turner was a private and sometimes mysterious man. He never married, although he had a 10-year relationship with his housekeeper's widowed aunt, Sarah Danby, with whom he had 2 illegitimate daughters. It is thought that he used his elder daughter as a model for the girl in this painting, Frosty Morning, exhibited in 1813. Heartbroken after the death of his father, when he was 54 years old, Turner had a breakdown. He moved to Margate and fell in love with Sophia Booth, who was a widow and ran the boarding house he stayed in. Later on, they moved to a house in Chelsea, where they lived together secretly. Turner worked constantly and was extremely dedicated to his art. He also made a great deal of money from selling his paintings and investing in property. However, he lived quite modestly and often avoided social attention. Critics were sometimes very harsh and made fun of him and his paintings. For example, the cartoon on the top right shows Turner with a mop and bucket of yellow paint. It's entitled Turner Painting One of His Pictures. When Turner died in 1851, he left many of his paintings to the British nation. He wanted his art to be seen by the public, and today a large collection of his works can be seen at Tate Britain in London. He is remembered not only as a master of landscape painting, but also as an artist who captured the spirit of a rapidly changing Britain. His ability to paint light, colour, and atmosphere remains powerful and modern even today. Here are some more of his artworks for you to enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like the story of JMW Turner and his art, please visit my website where you'll find the transcript and some comprehension and vocabulary exercises. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe to my channel and comment below. Hope to see you soon.